Good day everyone, I'm Arian Felicio from BSBA 2B and I'm about to discuss risk management. In every business, from the small corner store to the large manufacturer, there are common challenges with insurance, claims, and risks in general. Buildings can be damaged by fire, someone could slip and fall, vehicle accidents often occur, or losses can occur as a result of defective products. Now, more than ever, it is vital to the success of an organization to understand risk management and to learn to control liability. So, what is risk management? Risk management is the process of making and carrying out decisions that will minimize the adverse effects of risk of an organization. The adverse effects of risk can be objective or quantifiable like insurance premiums and claims costs, or subjective and difficult to quantify such as damage to reputation or decreased productivity. A risk exists where there is an opportunity for a profit or a loss. In terms of losses, we commonly refer to the risk as exposure to loss or simply exposures. A fire is an exposure, defective products or defamation are liability exposures. The loss of business that results from a damaged building or tarnished reputation is also an exposure. The extent of a risk can be expressed as follows. Probability is the likelihood of an event occurring and severity is the extent and cause of the resulting loss. In broad terms, risk may be broken down into two categories. Number 1, pure risk. Risk where the possible outcomes are either a loss or no loss. It includes things like fire loss, a building being burglarized, having an employee involved in a motor vehicle accident, and etc. Number 2, speculative risk. Risk where the possible outcomes are either a loss, profit, or status quo. It includes things like stock market investments and business decisions such as a new product lines, new locations, and etc. Why manage risk? There are many reasons to manage risk. Some of them include saving resources like people, income, property, assets, and time. Protecting public image. Protecting people from harm. Preventing or reducing legal liability. Protecting the environment. Risk management helps you to identify and address the risks facing your business and in doing so increase the likelihood of successfully achieving your business objectives. Risk management process. The risk management process is a framework for the actions that need to be taken. There are 5 basic steps that are taken to manage risk. These steps are referred to as the risk management process. It begins with identify the risk. The first step is to identify the risk that the business is exposed to in its operating environment. There are many different types of risk: legal risk, environmental risk, market risk, regulatory risk, and much more. It is important to identify as many of these risk factors as possible. The advantage of this approach is that these risks are now visible to every stakeholder in the organization with access to the system, instead of this vital information being locked away in a report which has to be requested via email. Anyone who wants to see which risks have been identified can access the information in the risk management system. Step 2. Analyze the risk. Once a risk has been identified, it needs to be analyzed. The scope of the risk must be determined. It is also important to understand the link between risk and different factors within organization. To determine the severity and seriousness of the risk, it is necessary to see how many business functions the risk affects. In manual risk management environment, this analysis must be done manually. When a risk management solution is implemented, one of the most important basic steps is to map risk to different documents, policies, procedures, and business processes. 3. Evaluate or rank the risk. Risk needs to be ranked and prioritized. Most risk management solutions have different categories of risk, depending on the severity of the risk. A risk that may cause some inconvenience is rated lowly. Risks that can result in catastrophic loss are rated the highest. It is important to rank risks because it allows the organization to gain a holistic view of the risk exposure of the whole organization. The business may be vulnerable to several low-level risks, but it may not require upper management intervention. On the other hand, just one of the highest rated risks is enough to require immediate intervention. Step 4. Treat the risk. Every risk needs to be eliminated or contained as much as possible. This is done by connecting with the experts of the field to which the risk belongs. In a manual environment, this entails contacting each and every stakeholder and then setting up meetings so everyone can talk and discuss the issues. The problem is that the discussion is broken into many different email threads across different documents and spreadsheets and many different phone calls. The discussion regarding the risk and its possible solution can take place from within the system. Step 5. Monitor and review the risks. Not all risks can be eliminated. Some risks are always present. Market risks and environmental risks are just two examples of risks that always needs to be monitored. Under manual systems, monitoring happens through diligent employees. These professionals must make sure that they keep a close watch on all risk factors. Under a digital environment, the risk management system monitors the entire risk framework of the organization. If any factor or risk changes, it is immediately visible to everyone. Computers are also much better at continuously monitoring risk than people. Monitoring risk are also allows your business to ensure continuity. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.